Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Today we're going to be unboxing just a couple ally and villain packs from Star Wars Imperial Assault. Yes, there's more to come, so this is one unboxing. There are more to come in the lineup of Star Wars Imperial Assault, and hopefully this will show you or give you a good idea of what to expect inside the boxes as you pick them up. Now, the four I've got here correlate to the replacements within the Hoth expansion for Imperial Assault. So if you have that expansion, you pick these four individual units up, or allies and villains. You have then completed your expansion in terms of upgrading some of the cardboard tokens to miniatures. So that's really exciting, but not just the fact you get miniatures, you also get skirmish maps, side missions, and other things inside these boxes. So I'm really excited to show you guys what's inside, so let's do it right now. Now, just so you guys know, these cases, as I've mentioned in prior unboxings, are actually really vicious to get into. So off camera, I'm going to cut into them, but we'll just pull them away because we're going to do them one at a time, essentially. We'll start off with General Soren. It's going to be our very first one, so I'll bring him up here so you can actually see his pack. But that's what he looks like. And then if I flip it over to the opposite side, you've got his back of the box there. He kind of looks like he's got his hands behind his back. He's very prim and proper. So we're going to just cut this off. And again, I'm doing this off camera because of the chances that I'll just sever my hand off, likely, from the clamshell case. So we've got, of course, the backing cards and whatnot inside of there. And then, of course, the miniature itself, which is the important part. So what we have here is a little mini here that's going to replace one of the cardboard tokens in your game. And as you can see, the quality of it is quite nice. So he's very, very... Now, it looks like he's got something going on in the front of him. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. Oh yeah, that shows right inside of his particular unit. So I'm just going to zoom this back out so we get full resolution on this, but we'll tip him over a little bit, try to get it near, try to angle it near the camera in a way that you guys can actually see this, but you can see right inside, if I can get the shadow out of the picture, he's cut his computer on the inside of his chest there, showing through. The miniature is pretty detailed, but it's also fairly simplistic. So I think for this one, this is probably, out of all the ones I've unboxed so far, the least exciting in terms of the miniature itself. The pose is okay, but it's nothing amazing. What we have here is a Star Wars Imperial Assault General Soren Vicious Tactician sheet. So it's going to tell you the component breakdown, of course, and what's inside of this little thing. So we've got that all there. We've, of course, got what's really important, one of the skirmish maps called Climate Research Camp. And it looks really cool, actually. There looks like there's quite a bit going on in this particular layout. Down the bottom left, it says, of course, that it requires the Hoth expansion, as I mentioned. You get all your rules to the side here, as well as control, skirmish attachments, all that good stuff. And then again, it says right down here that it is a skirmish mission. If you flip it over, you get yourself a really cool, fully charged, is what they call it, side mission. So again, you need the Hoth expansion for this, but that one looks really cool. It looks like it actually includes the AT-AT. And actually, I got into a conversation with somebody from the channel, which was hilarious, because I actually never realized that according to Disney, or according to Lucas, I should say, or Lucasfilms, they actually refer to the AT-AT as the AT-AT. And to me, that just blows my mind, and this may be a complete tangent, but I thought about that, and I was like, you know what, I could probably start calling it the AT-AT, even though it just seems super strange, because pretty much anything, I don't know, it doesn't sound right at all. And then the other thing I thought about was the fact that, and sorry, when I'm saying AT-AT, this is not the AT-AT right here. Obviously, the AT-AT is the four-legged version of this. So the only reason that this is coming to mind is because of when someone had mentioned that the AT-AT, which is the four-legged version of this thing, which is much bigger, and there is no miniature for Imperial Assault for that, because that's just on a whole another scale. But I just found that the wording on that was a little weird, and so when I went and checked it up, I looked at this one and remembered that this is called the AT-ST, and I wondered, well, then how do you pronounce that? If it's called AT-AT, then how do you pronounce AT-ST? At-stas? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, you know, if you've got an explanation, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Why is it that Lucasfilms thinks that we should be pronouncing the AT actually the AT-AT? And then, if that's the case, how exactly are you supposed to pronounce the AT-ST? I would love to hear your comments and feedback below. I got a funny feeling they never really thought that one through, but I could be totally wrong. Anyway, that was a massive bunny trail. So again, you got your mission briefing, your reinforcements, and the mission. And again, I want to apologize for all those Star Wars fans out there. I do know the difference between the AT-AT and the AT-ST. So that was a massive blunder on my part right off the top when I was starting to talk about it. Look at it. It talks about it right there. See? And again, like, how do you pronounce that? If it's If the other one is the at, then how do you say at street or at est or at st? Or I just don't get it. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So we got the mission briefing, we got the reinforcements, end of mission right here. So that's pretty much that one. Of course, you get some cards inside of this as well, so we should probably go over that. Sorry again for that massive bunny trail, because that was probably the biggest bunny trail in unboxing I've ever done, but it just came to mind as soon as I saw that again. So we've got optional bombardment here. That's a pretty cool card. We've got fuel upgrade. That's also pretty cool looking. Field tactician. Fully charged, so that again goes along with one of the missions. We've got the armored division. We've got explosive shrapnel. General Soren himself. There you go. So there's his abilities, his health, speed, attack, defense, all that good stuff. The general's ranks. That's a pretty cool card. And then, of course, firefight and holding ground for A and B. There you go. So there's your little breakdown of that particular component pack. So I'm just going to put those off to the side for a second. We'll move on to the next one. The next one in line is Dengar. So he is a ruthless killer. So he's going to sit in the scum lineup. There's the back of his card. This miniature could be a little bit more exciting. I do really think that the last one I just opened up was not really that great. I think they could have done a better job making him a little bit more exciting. Maybe put a gun in his hand. Something. I think there's a gun on his belt. That's about it. But this one should be much more interesting. So here's the package contents for that. And if I open this up, this is the miniature inside. Yes, this one is much cooler. Sorry again for my hands. I go to the gym, so they're all beat up and flaking and calloused. But you can see there his gun is quite long, coming off his body there. It kind of looks like he's got a flamethrower, really. There's the back, his backpack, stuff like that. So that one's a little bit more interesting of a pose, and I think I'd have a little bit more fun painting this one. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about what's going on with this guy. So he's got, of course, his booklet, like they all do. Dengar, Ruthless Killer. So let's open this up and take a look. All right, so of course you got your component breakdown of what to be expected inside of these packs every single time. Ooh, a Hoth battle station setup. That's cool. I like that. So you got the command center involved. Looks like you got some explosives involved. And again, this is a nice skirmish mission. That's going to be interesting. I like that. I like anything to do with Hoth. And obviously these expansions play into the Hoth expansion, but anything to do layout-wise with the Hoth base really gets me excited. So hopefully the gameplay and that's pretty cool. You got some little mission control and U, I guess, is something you have to read. Over here on the opposite side, of course, you get your typical side mission, essentially. So this is going to be a bounty protected. This one's a little more interesting. There's not as many tunnels. It's very, very open space. There are some walls there, but everything's really jammed up pretty close. So again, your deployment setup, event summary, again, your mission briefing, interests, Imperial interests, I should say, guarding his prisoner, end of mission. So it looks like you're maybe doing something with a prisoner because you've got yourself an extraction point there in a holding zone. That seems pretty cool. So that is him. And then let's take a quick look at his cards. So for his cards, he's got the following. He's got Payback in his hand here for Dengar, and that's pretty much an exact copy of his miniature. Brace Yourself. Dangerous Bargains. Yes, Dangerous Bargains for sure. A Bounty Protected. That's pretty cool. Got the Millennium Falcon there in the hologram. Targeted Cruelty. Beaten Down. Dengar, his card himself. There's his health, speed, defense, and attack for anyone interested. His accuracy and everything else there on the card. Punishing Strike. Oh, that's pretty cool art. I like that. He's got like multiple hands, multiple guns going on. And then you got Inside Job and Bomb Drop. Very cool. I like that one. That was a little bit more. I think again the miniature was a little bit better on that one. Cards wise, I mean I can't really comment on what's going to happen gameplay wise with the cards until I actually start playing some of this stuff, which is going to be happening very soon. As soon as I get through all of these boxes. Next up is a major character. So Leia. And this is going to be really exciting because, you know, I don't know, any of the major characters from the Star Wars movies get me excited to open up. I actually don't know what her pose is going to be like, but judging by the front of the box, it looks like she's going to have a gun in her hand, so that's pretty cool. And I don't think there's anyone that doesn't think Leia is cool, so there we go. And of course, with the Star Wars movie just around the bend, she looks to have a role in it, although I don't know how long she will last in that particular movie. I don't know the outcomes, don't worry. But judging by the trailers I've seen, she doesn't look like she's in a good spot to survive much longer. So, there she is right there. All her miniatures all done up. That's awesome. And there's the back of her as well. Very cool. So it looks like she's got nice detail. It's a good pose too. I like that. I mean, the only other pose I could have thought of for her would have been the classic 2 hands on the gun, kind of lurching forward, taking her shot, because she's a pretty good precision shooter when she stands her ground, or like her feet are shoulder width apart, and she's kind of got the 2 hands on the gun. It's one of the more famous shots that she typically takes in the movies. So here is the her card herself, a rebel commander, of course. And we've got the deployment card restrictions, so we got all kinds of interesting, interesting stuff to read with her. Skirmish attachments, and then of course hers. Now what has she got? She's got the, it's a war zone. That's pretty cool. So I'm just give a little bit of a closer look at that one so you guys can see it. Sorry for the glare there. Command room there. Of course you need the Hoth expansion. And so that's the skirmish map. This is communication breakdown, the side mission that you can add into your particular game. It's very cool. We've got the event summary there. Mission briefing, support troops, Wampa ambush, end of mission, all that good stuff. Another side mission is never bad. So this is going to really, I love these things for the fact that they really do increase your campaign play, and that's going to be really exciting to kind of be able to constantly add to what can happen in the campaign. This one here says, there is another. And this one says, I can feel it. Oh, that's a very cool art on that one. You guys can see that. Behind enemy lines, there she is, and there's her health, speed, defense, and attack. Very cool. And another card for her. So again, when we were talking about the rules, there's obviously different icons here, so they're going to mean different things. She deploys maybe different ways. On a diplomatic mission, yes, very cool artwork. Communication breakdown, and then we've got fallout, and we've got constant motion. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with those. Again, this is very cool. I love finishing off the Star Wars thing. This is Imperial Assault really is my kind of my fixation with Star Wars for board games comes through Imperial Assault, and so really happy with the app releasing lately. So that's also really fantastic news that you guys have seen. The next one up here is the Echo Base Trooper box. This one's a little bit bigger, so I think there'll be 3. Usually in these boxes there's about 3. Sometimes I've seen 2 though, so it just depends. But I think, to be totally honest, if you're making a box this big, there probably should be 3. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting plastic. So, being that these are Echo Base Rebel Troopers, or Base Troopers, I would not be surprised if there is 3 of them in here, just because they're basically kind of like the Rebel Troopers. But I think I'm wrong, because I just saw the back of the box, and it looks like there are, in fact, 2 of them. So yes, there's only 2, and it looks like some of the tokens have actually already punched themselves out. They're so excited to get out on the game. So let's see here. Oh, these guys' pose is pretty nice, like this. So I'll give you a quick look at what they look like. So there's the 2 of them, and give you some other angles of them. So very, very cool. Oop, it just fell off my hand there. I'll turn them on a side there and lay them down so you can see. So that's got a lot of good details. So in terms of painting and stuff like that, this guy will be quite a fun one to paint. There's a lot of gear going on. He's wearing a lot of sacks. He's got a lot of backpacks, all that good stuff. So you could really, really go to town the painting on that one. Again, what you're seeing down here is just tokens. Again, these numbers come with every single unit you get. They're always numbered. So no matter when you're adding to your collection, that they can always be uniquely identified. Of course, we got the cards. So let's take a quick look at the cards. See what's inside. I'm kind of going out of order on this one because usually I do the thing first, but let's go with this. So against the odds is this particular card that comes with it. The efficient travel. That's awesome. That's fantastic. It doesn't get any better than that. Ewoks just flying around. Hit and run. Echo Base Troopers, 1 card, and then I forget the terminology between the 2. There's kind of a regular, and there's like a, I don't know, it's like an elite, something along those lines. You might even see it on the card. I don't know. If it's here, it's hiding, and I forget. But anyway, combat suit. Very cool. So you get a combat suit. Ooh, Snow Crash. Interesting. It's a side mission. Echo Base Troopers Pack side mission. Cool. And then payload and vital surprise. Or vital supplies, not vital surprise. Okay, so that's that one. And then we'll take a quick look at the paperwork for this one to see if there's any cool skirmish and side missions that would be interesting to check out. And I believe, as most of them have, there probably is. So Echo Base Troopers, there you go. You do, in fact, get 2 of them, as I showed. The Hoth Weather Shelter is the skirmish map for this one. That's very cool. Another one to kind of fight it out on. Oh, this one looks fancy. The Snow Crash. Interesting. So what am I seeing up here? It looks like, oh, nice. There's a lot going on in this one. I'm not too sure what's exactly going on, but you got your deployment and setup. Obviously, the Imperial Officer, Snowtrooper Wampa is in there. Mission briefing, Snow Crash, combatant, stabilization. Very cool. End of mission, additional rewards. Nice. So that's a really good side mission. That's going to be interesting to play. That's cool. I really like that. All right, so that's essentially all the allies and villain packs to essentially get your game of Imperial Assault, basically all moved from cardboard to miniatures, as well as a bunch of additional content. So hopefully this video helped you out. If you're looking to pick up the Hoth expansion, I do have an unboxing for that, so go check out my channel. You can find it there. Actually, I'll be unboxing everything currently released for Imperial Assault, and this now concludes the ally and villain pack for Hoth expansion. So there'll be another one following this, and we'll be moving back into the big box expansions. So I'll catch you there in the next one. Thanks again for watching, and keep on rolling solo.